Om. Sahana bhavatu, Sahanau bhunaktu, Saha viryam karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu, Ma vidvishavahai. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sairam, everyone.
Sairam.
We will continue from where we left off. Today we will cover 3 more Rit mantras from Anuvaka 1. These are the last 3 Rit mantras in the first Anuvaka of Rudram. So I will start off by reading and then Yate hetirmi dushtama haste babhuva te dhanuhu tayasman vishvatastvamayaksmaya paridbhuja yate hetirme dushtama haste babhuva te dhanuhu tayasman vishvatastvamayaksmaya paridbhuja याते हेतिर्मे दुष्टम हस्ते बभूव ते धनुः तयास्मान् विश्वतस्त्वमयक्ष्मया परिभुज. Just to highlight some of the letters, yate hetir irmi dhu. This is the 4th letter in the ta varga. So this is the 4th syllable. So it has to be aspirated with some stress. Mahaprana, as it's called. Dhu. Dhu. Okay. Then ishta. Ish again is the cerebral sh. So dushta mahaste babhu. This bhu is also 4th syllable or 4th letter in the pa varga. So it has to be aspirated. Babhuva and dhanuhu. Dha again is the 4th letter in the ta varga. So it has to be aspirated. Tayasman vishvatastvamayaksmaya paribhu. Again, bhu is coming here, which is the 4th letter in the pa varga. Paribhuja. So we will look at the word split. Okay, we are breaking all the sandhis, junction, joints. So ya, te, hetihi. So the visarga here, visarga has become ir in the mantra. Okay, hetir because of sandhi. So, but the simple word is hetihi. Me dushtama. Me dushtama. So Medushtama is made up of 2 words actually. It's a compound word by itself. Meduhu and Tama. The Visarga is turning into Ish. Okay, the cerebral. Medhu. Okay. Medushtama. Haste. Babhuva. Te. Dhanuhu. There are no changes because of Sandhi. Here is Tayasman you can see this avagraha, the S-shaped writing, which is actually stands for silent A. Okay, so that's again sandhi. Taya asman becomes taya asman here. Okay, taya asman vishvataha tvam. So that visarga here has become is here. That's a vishvatas tvam. Okay, tvam. And A becomes ma here. Tvamayakshmaya. But it's tvam is a word and ayakshmaya is the second word. The last one is paridbhuja. There's no change. Okay, so we will move on. So the Rishi and the Chandas and Devata we usually look at for each of the mantra. The Rishi is Bhagavan. That's Ishvara himself. Okay, or Rudra himself. But Bhagavan is what the Bhashyakaraka, so the people who have written the commentaries have mentioned. So Bhagavan is Lord. Himself is the Rishi as well as the Lord, Devata. Okay. Chandas is Anushtup, which is 4 times 8, and it becomes 32. Okay. Which is the most common form of Chandas. So now let's look at the word-to-word meaning. First word is Ya. I think we have come across many times, which basically means which. Okay, when we refer to something, the which, that which. Okay, Ya here is you would have seen Yaha, Ya, and so on. Ya actually is feminine in its gender from a technical perspective. Ya means which. Te means your. In this place, its meaning is your. Hetihi. Hetihi is weapon. Okay, Heti is a general name for weapon. It's also feminine in its gender in the written language, in Sanskrit. So because that's why Ya Hetihi, the weapon which, okay, which is yours. Okay, a weapon which is yours. It's for Yate Hetihi. Medushtama. Okay, Medushtama. Medu, I think we have looked at before also. Medu means one who grants, who is very bountiful. It's always giving. Okay, Medu. The Visarga and Tama becomes Ishtama, which means the best of all people who are bountiful. That you can say. O Medushtama means, oh, the one who is the greatest of bountiful ones. Okay, a superlative way of addressing the Lord. O Medushtama means one who gives everything. Haste means in hand. It's a 7 vibhakti, Saptami vibhakti as in Sanskrit it's called. So in your hand. Haste babhuva, which is present. Okay, which exists in your hand. That can also you can say. So the weapon which, all bountiful one, the weapon which is present in your hand. That's the meaning. Okay. Te again is coming up. Te dhanuhu means your dhanuhu is bow. Okay, the weapon which is in your hand, your dhanus, okay, your bow. Taya, okay, that's the next word. Taya, by or with that, okay. Asman, us. Vishwataha, Vishwataha, when the last taha comes, that means from. Okay, that kind of meaning comes because of that suffix taha. Vishwa we have already looked at, that means everything in this world. Okay, so which basically means Vishwata means from every direction, everywhere, from everything. That kind of a meaning. Okay, Vishwataha. From the whole world, from everything, in every way, all that kind of meaning is possible with the case of Vishwataha. The next word is Tvam. That means you. Okay. Ayakshmaya. Ayakshmaya means that which causes absence of disease. That means you can say medicine also. Okay, which removes all yakshma, means all things which disease, hurt, harm, all that also is covered with the word yakshma. So ayakshmaya means one who makes that all disappear. Okay, one who causes the absence of disease. Ayakshmaya. Paribhuja. Okay, paribhuja means protect. Paripalaya, you may have come across. Pari means you see how it is. The word pari has that affix or prefix has the meaning that in the right way possible, in the best way possible, the most appropriate way, all that kind of meaning comes from paribhuja. So it protects us appropriately. Okay, that kind of meaning. On this point, I think the last time Brother Vimalesan had asked me a question. I hope he is there. He asked about bhuja and bhujanga. So I've done some research on what that is. Bhuja means that which, something which curves or bends. Vakra, same meaning as bhuja. So hand is actually that which bends and does things. So that's why arm is called bhuja, that which can bend, that which can curve. The bhuja also can mean trunk, which is curved. Ganesha's trunk, which is curved. Anything which moves and can curve or bend is bhuja. So that is why hand is called bhuja. Bhujanga means one who actually moves in a curved manner. That's why serpents, so snakes are also called bhujanga. That means it has a curved movement. Okay, so I thought that was a question asked. So are you all able to see is the share still on?
Yes, brother.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, thank you, brother. Because my view was giving a problem. Thank you. Okay. So paribhuja. So you can say paribhuja means one who, how does he protect? He basically curves around. Okay, he blocks everything. He, hugs you. That kind of meaning also can be said. So let it envelop me. Okay, that's also kind of perfection, protection. So paribhuja can, that kind of a meaning it has. Okay, so the prayer is, oh Lord, okay, with the weapon which is in your hand, your dhanu, your bow, with that you protect us from all that is sarvataha here. So we'll go back. Anything which comes from us, protect us from it. Because your bow is, it causes the absence of all disease, all hurt, all harm. So protect us from everything in this world. That is the prayer. And in the previous mantras, we say, please relax the string of untie the string, put it away, that kind of meaning. But we're saying, we basically said, we ask the Lord so that he does not cause hurt, in the sense, but we want him to protect us. Okay, so that you can see, we are again saying, the Lord protect us from everything. Let it protect us from anything which comes. Okay, from everything. Okay, so we'll go to the next, because the three mantras, 13, 14, 15, are grouped together by all the commentators as a group of mantras. And so they have only one dhyana shloka also. So we'll look at the next mantra, which is the 14th Rik mantra in the first Anuvaka of Rudram. Namaste Astvayudhaya Natataya Drishnave Ubhabhyamut te Namo Bahubhyam Tava Dhanvane Namaste Astvayudhaya Natataya Drishnave Ubhabhyamut te Namo Bahubhyam Tava Dhanvane Namaste Astvayudhaya Drishnave Ubhabhyamut te Namo Bahubhyam Tava Dhanvane. We look at the word split. Namaha te. I think we have come across quite a few times. The visarga becomes is when it is sandhi, joined with te. Okay. Namaha te will become namaste when joined together. The next one, there are three words actually compounded. The first one is astu. Second one is ayudhaya. The third one is anathataya. The astu, the tu and a becomes twa. I think we have looked at similar one. U and a becomes va. Okay. So that is how the it. If you take it and u and a becomes va. So that's how it becomes itva. Okay. Itva, astu, ayudhaya, anathataya becomes ya and a becomes ya. Ayudhaya natataya. Okay. Ayudhaya natataya. Okay. So that's there are two sandhis. Astu ayudhaya anathataya becomes astvayudhaya natataya. Okay. The last word is drishnave. The next one, bhabhyam uta becomes and u becomes mu. So you get ubhabhyam uta. Te namaha, the visarga becomes o because of sandhi, because it's followed by bahubhyam. Bahubhyam tava and dhanvane. Okay, so just read namaha te astu ayudhaya anathataya drishnave ubhabhyam uta te namaha bahubhyam tava dhanvane. Just to highlight the letters you should pay attention to. Ayudha. Dha is again fourth letter in the tha varga. Okay, aspirated. Dha. Okay. Then drishnave also the same dha, which is the fourth letter in the tha varga. The ush is again tongue should be raised up. Drishnave, pointing up. Okay, drishnave. Ubhabhyam, this bha and ub, both of them are fourth letter in the pa varga, so it has to be they have to be aspirated. Ubhabhyam. Okay. Uta te namo bahub. Again, the fourth letter in the pa varga. Pay attention to that. Bahubhyam tava dha. Again, fourth letter in the tha varga. Tava dhanvane. Okay, so we look at the Rishi, Chandas and Devata. It's the same as the previous mantra, the 13th mantra. Rishi as well as Devata is the Lord himself. Okay. Chandas is Anushtu. I think the question may arise, how can the Lord be the Rishi as well as the Devata? See, it's like Swami singing a bhajan and we follow him. Yeah, but actually the Bhagavan, the one who is within also, you can say. So the Rishis, for whatever reason, they have said it's the Lord himself. There is not to sing. Maybe everyone heard at the same time. Maybe many. So they think the Lord is the Rishi. That's also possible. And so those are technical questions, we may get sometimes our mind throws up. So let's look at the word-to-word meaning. Namaha, I think we have covered enough. Salutation, not mine. I am nothing. It's all yours. That kind of a surrender. Namaha, salutation. Te is your. Okay. Astu. Let the salutation be yours. Okay. Let me salute you. That kind of meaning. But te also means to you as well as your. There are multiple meanings this te is capable of giving us. So in this case, I've put your because that's the way it flows better. So you can say salutation to you. You can also say salutation to your. Okay, your, and then we continue. So for that purpose, I have just put your here. Astu, that's what most of the Bhashyakarakas have done. Because sometimes different commentators give slightly different meanings also. So this is the common meaning which all of them have given. Okay. Astu, I think we have come across. Astu means let it be. It's Tata astu, let it be so. That kind of a meaning. So be it. Or it be so. Whichever way you want to. It's very difficult to translate. Let it be. In Tamil, there are many Tamil people. Apadi irukattum. That kind of a meaning. Ayudhaya is the next one. To the weapon. So ayudha, ayudhaya. Okay. We have come across Aishwaraya. Okay, that kind of meaning. Om Shri Bhagavan Shri Sathya Sai Babaya Namaha. So to that Sai, I think when we covered, is the fourth vibhakti of the simple word Ayudha. Okay, Ayudha, Ayudhaya. So we are salutations to your weapon. That's why I use the meaning your here. Salutation, that the salutation be to your weapon, Ayudhaya. Anathataya. So here it's an adjective of this one, Ayudhaya, because that's why it ends with the same way. Anathataya means which is not stretched, which is not strung. Okay, that means you have not pulled the string of the bow. Okay, Anathataya. I think we also already looked at not stretched to unstrung, both meanings. Okay, so we want to, we were bowing down to the one which is not stretched. Okay, it's there in the hands of the Lord, but it's not stretched. Drishnave. Okay, Drishnave means Drishnu means very powerful, and it has multiple meanings. One who is firm, powerful, who cannot be moved. That kind of many meanings gives Drishnu. So Dhr is the root word. So the one who is powerful, who is determined. Okay, that kind of a meaning. So what is Drishnave? The dhanu is also, the bow is also very strong, firm, steady, powerful. That kind of meaning. So we are bowing down to the bow which is very powerful. That's Namo, Namaste Astu Ayudhaya, Anathataya Drishnave. Okay. So Drishnave is also the fourth vibhakti. So that's the way the Sanskrit works. The adjectives also take on the same vibhakti form or the case. Okay. So the devotee, we are praying to that bow which is in the Lord's hand, the bow, the instrument of the Lord, our worship. The next word is Ubhabhyam. Ubha we have already looked at, that means two, a pair, okay, type of meaning. Ubhabhyam, to the two. Again, it's a fourth vibhakti. Okay, so Ubhabhyam. Uta, okay, also, te, your, that's your, Ubhabhyam, we'll come to Bahubhyam. Namaha is salutation. Bahubhyam means to the two arms. Bahu means arms. Bahubhyam means to the two arms. So Ubhabhyam, Bahubhyam. Okay, so that's the way to look at it. Tava, your. Okay. Sometimes te is used and sometimes tava is used. I think because of the matra, I guess, chandas. Tava, dhanvane, on the bow. We have looked at the similar word here, on the bow. So we are So there's already, we are worshipping the bow. We also have a salutation to the two arms which are on the bow. So that means the bow is in the hands of the Lord. So worshipping, we are surrender to the bow as well as to the hands which hold. May the salutations be to the powerful unstrung weapon of yours. Also salutation to your two arms which are on your bow. So basically acknowledging that it's the Lord who is the one who wields the bow. We have looked at the meaning, mind can be bow. Okay, so we bow to the mind as well as the hands which operate it. Okay, so that kind of a meaning. So we'll go to the next mantra now. Okay, so I hope I'm not rushing through. If you have any questions, you can always stop me. Pari te dhanvano heti rasman vrinat vishwatah atho ya ishudhistavare asmannidhehi tam. Pari te dhanvano heti rasman vrinatu vishwatah atho ya ishudhistavare asmannidhehi tam. Pari te dhanvano heti rasman vrinatu vishwatah atho ya ishudhistavare asmannidhehi tam. We'll look at the, maybe I will point out some letters. The, as we have discussed quite a few times, is the fourth letter in the Tha Varga. It has to be aspirated. The rest of them, there is no major issue with the pronunciation. Atho, the second letter is Tho, which is the second letter of the Tha Varga. So it has to be aspirated. Atho, ya Ishudhi. You have come across Ishudhi quite a few times. Shu is the tongue raised up, pointing up. Ishu. Dhi is again fourth letter in the Tha Varga. So it has to be aspirated. Ishudhi. Stavare. Asmannidhehi. Again, dhe is the fourth letter in the Tha Varga, aspirated. Okay. Asmannidhehi tam. As mentioned, this the 15th one, the last Rik mantra of the first Anuvaka. Bhagavan is the Rishi as well as Devata, and the Chandas is Anushtup. We look at the meaning, word meaning. Hari here, I've given the word away, because that's what most Bhashyakaras have given. Pari, I've given, there are many meanings which the Pari can give various aspects of meaning. So in this case, Pari means para, they come from that. Pari means away, okay, outside, that kind of meaning people have given. Te is your, Danvanaha, of the bow, okay, of the bow. Heti means we have looked at it previously also, weapon. Asman, us, we have looked at it before also. Vrinatu, cast out, put it away. Let it be outside, or throw it away, that kind of meaning also it can give. Actually, this pari and vrinatu come together to give a meaning in English. Okay, cast it away, put it outside, that kind of a meaning. Vishpataha, we also looked at Vishpataha, from everywhere. Okay, so you can say, put us away from all this, everything. Or put what is in us also out. That kind of meaning also it can mean. Parite dhanvana heti asman vrinakta vishwataha. So we can say cast us out. So cast what is in us also out. That kind of both meanings can be given. It all depends, what our visualization is, imagination is. So we should be away from all problems from everywhere. Okay, that kind of a meaning. Because when we say Vishwataha, we should not think it's all outside of us. What is inside is also Vishwa. Okay, so problems inside also has to be cast out. Okay, that's the meaning. Vishwataha, we should not think we are outside of the Vishwa. No, we are also part of the Vishwa. So what is within us also, there can be bad things. So that is the way to take it. Because that's the ideal way to take the meaning. Okay. Then atho is next word, which means further, thereafter, that kind of a meaning. It's a very common word which gets used, atho. Though it says further or thereafter, that itself means a lot. Because in Brahma Sutra and all, most of the sutra works, they start with atho. Athatho Brahma Jignasa, like that the way they start. Okay. So the Swami has talked about the Atha quite a bit. I will maybe have another point, I will bring it up. Means after something is Atha. Okay. After what is the question. So that kind of, it means a lot. Okay. So for the timing, I'll park there, but we will discuss it at another opportunity. Okay. Atho. Yaha means which. Sometimes we come across Ya. Here it's Yaha, which is pullinga, which is masculine gender word. Okay. Yaha, which Ishudhihi. We have come across before also. Ishu means arrow. Dhihi means what? The container. Okay. The quiver of arrows. Okay. Yaha. So that's the masculine one. So word. So Yaha. Yaha Ishudhihi. The quiver which is. Okay. Tava, your. Okay. So we are saying, oh Lord, let your quiver of arrows. Okay. We'll come to the next line. So let me complete and then I'll come back. Yaha Ishudihi, quiver of arrows, Tava, your. Are. Okay. Are. Ari. Ari means one who is an enemy. Are comes from that word. Actually, it's a derivation from that word. Means Ara is the plural of, you can say Ari or multitude or group of enemies. Ari means enemy. You may have come across the word Ari Shadvarga. Swami always talks. Ari means enemy. Shadvarga, 6 types of enemies. So Ari means group of enemies. Ari. On them is again 7th vibhakti, case suffix, which means in, on, that kind of meaning. Over, above, that kind of meaning also it can give. Generally in and on. So Are on the multitude of enemies, on the group of enemies. Are. Asman, our. Asman and Asmana. This is 6th vibhakti, Shashti vibhakti means our. Okay. Nidehi. So our enemies, Asman Are. Okay. Our group of enemies, that's the meaning. Nidehi. Nidha means to establish, place, keep. But establish. Stapaya is one of the meaning which one of the Bhashyakaraka has given. So that means you establish, install it. Install also can be a meaning. So I will just add Stapaya can be installed. Okay. Tam, that. So what we are saying, I'll give the meaning. May the weapon of your bow. Okay. Hetihi. Okay, Asman. Heti is weapon of bow. So may the weapon of your bow means you can see the arrow also. Okay, bow has something, but there's a weapon which is on this, which is arrow. Okay, you can say arrow and the bow. Asman parivrinaktu vishwatah. Let that weapon on your bow cast us out away from everything or every harm. Okay, so that's the prayer. Then we further, may the quiver of arrows which is yours may be placed on the multitude of enemies of ours. We're asking the Lord to put the quiver of arrows on. So that means put the quiver of arrows, man, let all the arrows be used on the enemies. Whose enemies? Our enemies. So one of the simplest meaning we can take is anyone who doesn't like us, we want God to destroy. But Swami will say the enemies are within you. Arishat Varga. The 6 enemies are within us. They are our real enemies. Swami always says. So that means we are asking the Lord to use those arrows on our own bad qualities. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Matsarya. Swami says these are the 6 enemies which are within us. Main enemies. There are others also, but these are the main ones. And so we are asking the Lord to use those weapons on those enemies. So if very literal meaning can be, if anyone doesn't like us, when we chant this mantra, they will be destroyed. That is not the purpose. Our enemy, we don't know, because that is also God. Everything is God we have looked at. So we, of course, the rest of the Rudram also talks about it. So we asking the Lord to use those weapons on enemies. Our enemies are actually enemies within, enemies without. That's why I said Vishwataha means we asking the Lord to save us from ourselves, our own thoughts, our own bad feelings. So that is the prayer of this mantra. So whichever way we want to look at it. Because many of the commentators, we say our enemies externally should be destroyed. You know, that kind of meaning. People interpret it, which is a very simplistic meaning. But the rishis were very understandable. They know the manas, the mind is the problem. The things which originate, which are of negative nature, has to be put down. So that is the way to see this mantra. It's the way in my view. So we'll look at the Dhyana Shloka for all 3 mantras. I'll just read it and then we'll look at the meaning. Pranamad Amara Sangha Mauli Mala Kusuma Rajoruna Pada Padma Yugmam. You can say it's one word, one compound word. So many words are put together. Pranamad Amara Sangha Mauli Mala Kusuma Rajoruna Pada Padma Yugmam. Pranamadamara Sangha Mauli Mala Kusuma Rajoruna Pada Padma Yugma. Anavaratam Anusmaret Bhavanya Saha Jagatam Pitaram Pinaka Panim. Anavaratam Anusmaret Bhavanya Saha Jagatam Pitaram Pinaka Panim. Pranamadam, again to read the full sloka. Pranamat Amara Sangha Mauli Mala Kusuma Rajoruna Pada Padma Yugmam Anavarata Manusmaret Bhavanya Saka Jagatam Pitaram Pinaka Pani. You look at the meaning of the words. One should contemplate. Anusmaret. So you look at this Anavaratam Anusmaret. There's a sandhi here. Anavaratam Anusmaret. So this word is Anavaratam Anusmaret. That comes here, okay? Anavaratam Anusmaret. One should contemplate constantly. Anavaratam means constantly, at all times. No rest, you can say that way also. Okay. Who do we contemplate on? Pitaram, Father, Jagatam, of all the worlds. Jagatam Pitaram, the Lord, okay, the Father of the universe, creation. Okay. I would, you can, Jagat means world, creation, whichever way you want to mean it. Can't choose many words, so I just use always one word. Jagatam Pitaram. Okay. Accompanied by Parvati, Bhavanya Saha. See, Bhavanya Saha. So Bhavanya Saha Jagatam Pitaram. Anavaratam Anusmaret. Bhavanya Saha. Bhavani. Bhavanya. Okay. So that means accompanied by. Accompanied by. That's why we say accompanied by Bhavanya. By Bhavani means, maybe I should put Bhavani. I hope you all understand what it is. Okay, I will say put maybe Parvati. Okay. Accompanied by Bhavani, Parvati. Okay, mother. So the father and mother concept comes here. So as you can see, in every Rudra Dhyana Shloka, even though we are saying Rudra, we are never keeping the mother out. All the Dhyana Shlokas have Bhavani, Uma, Parvati as part of Rudra. Okay. This is the Ardhanari concept of Shiva. The mother is always, when we mention Shiva, because mother is also called Shiva. Okay. She's part of Shiva. Okay. That's the way the rishis visualize. So one should contemplate constantly on the father of all the worlds, who is accompanied by Bhavani or Parvati. Okay. Then Pinaka Panim. Pinaka is the bow of Shiva. We were discussing all this bow. Pinaka is the bow, name of the bow of Lord Shiva. Okay. Pinaka in his hand. Pinaka Panim. Anavaratam Anusmaret Bhavanya Saha Jagatam Pitaram Pinaka Panim. Okay. So then we are going to the first one. Okay. Okay, whose twin lotus feet? So if you look at Pada, Padma, Yugmam. Okay. Pada, Padma, Yugdam. Pada means feet. Padma means lotus. So Pada, Padma means lotus feet. Yugmam means two. You have both the feet. That kind of meaning. I've used the word twin. Basically, we are asking for, we are talking, referring to the 2 feet of the Lord, the 2 lotus feet of the Lord. Okay. Pada Padma, Yugma. Okay. So how are these feet? Okay. Rajoruna. Raja means red in color. Okay. Rajoruna means it is painted as red. How did it become red? That's being mentioned in the first set of, okay. By the flower, Kusuma. Kusuma Rajoruna Pada Padma Yukta. The flowers have made it red. Okay, what are these flowers? Pranamad Amara Sangha Mauli Mala. Mauli Mala. Okay. Mauli Mala means the Mala is, garland. Mauli means head. So apparently the flowers from the head, flowers from a garland in the head have made it. So whose head is that? Pranamat, bowing down. Pranamami means to bow. Nama. Okay. Pranamat Amara Sangha. Pranamat Amara Sangha. Okay. So that means Sangha means a collection or group or a community or whatever you want to call it, a group. Okay. So apparently all the gods, large number of gods, were wearing flowers or garlands in their head. When they bow down, Pranamat, from that your feet has become red in color. So that means they are having red color flowers and they are bowing down to you. So now your feet have become red. That kind of a meaning. Why? Because when you offer our Rajoguna, okay, Rajoguna is Rajoguna also. Rajoguna makes it. So it's red. So they have offered all their Rajos to the Lord. So his feet has become now red. He has Nilakanta, black in the throat. That is because poison, that became black. He's white in color. But his throat is black because he took out all the negatives, which is tamas, darkness. He has taken and it has become black. His feet has become red because all the rajas. So the thing is, rajas is something which makes everyone that I am the big one, anger, everything. So when one bows down, one gives up that rajas. And through that, the Lord's feet have become red. Okay, so to that Lord who is with the mother, Bhavanyasa, accompanied by the mother, who is the Lord, who is the father of the entire universe, Jagatam Pitaram, Vinaka Paninam, he is having the bow, Vinaka, we should contemplate on him always. Anavaratam Anusmaret. Okay, one should contemplate. So this Dhyana Shloka. So the Rishis has given us how to visualize the Lord and how to have the feeling for the Lord and then bow down. So the last three, this Dhyana Shloka which is given. Actually, with this officially the first Anuvaka comes to an end. 15 Rik mantras, which we have seen the past few weeks, constitute the first Anuvaka of Sri Rudram. Okay. But at the end of this first Anuvaka, there's a mantra which is chanted, which is not part of the original text in the Yajurveda. This is something which is an addition, which I think many traditions have used at the end of the first Anuvaka. So it is still, it's continually chant, but it does not really relate to the first Anuvaka or any Anuvaka of Rudram. It's a collection of mantras which is considered very powerful. So it's generally chanted, so we will just go through that mantra also. Okay. If I look at the Bhashyakar, the commentators, some of the oldest ones have not mentioned this. Okay, Shayana, Bhatta Bhaskara, these were considered to be the older commentators who actually took the commentaries of various rishis and supposedly have compiled. They do not mention this mantra, but subsequent ones have mentioned, like Abhinava Shankara, and so they have mentioned. They have not given the meaning, but they have provided the mantra. But we'll go through. Okay, Sai. Namaste Astu Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya Mahadevaya Triambakaya Tripurantakaya Trikagni Kalaya Kalagni Rudraya Neelakanthaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Shriman Mahadevaya Namaha. Okay. So, each, when you say each one, Raya means to that, to that form. So you can see 1, Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya 1, Mahadevaya 2, Triambakaya 3, Tripurandakaya 4, Trikagni Kalaya 5, Kalagni Rudraya 6, Neelakantaya 7, Mrityunjayaya 8, Sarveshwaraya 9, Sadashivaya 10, Shriman Mahadevaya 11. So as you can see, there are 11 names of the Lord is given. Rudram is 11, Ekadasha Rudra. So I think because it is 11 names of the Lord are recited, and we offer our namaskaram or salutation. So this some great Rudra, devotee, I would say, has introduced in some guru must have introduced, and everyone found it very appealing, and it has formed a part of the tradition of chanting at the end of the first Anuvaka of Rudra. Okay. Maybe we will just look at the meanings. Namaha te, namaste is namaha te. I think we have come across the visarga become is because of sandhi. Namaha te, salutation to you. Bhagavan, I would say, I think that's his one who, I think we have covered this, I think, before. One who possesses Bhaga, and there are 6 qualities I think we have covered. You can go and refer back. So, one who possesses Bhaga, Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya. Okay, one who possesses Bhaga. So it's an adjective of Vishveshwara. Who is Bhagavan Vishveshwara? Okay. Vishwa means again everything. Ishwaraya, Vishwa Ishwaraya is Vishveshwaraya, to the Lord of the world. So we are saying salutations to you, O the Lord of the universe. So the Lord of universe who possesses Bhaga. Okay, Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya. Mahadevaya. Maha means great, Devaya, God. I think that's the way we can say. But I've said to the great Lord. Okay. Deva means one who shines, one who emits light is Deva. Self-effulgence is Deva. Okay. Mahadeva means also great effulgent being also you can say. Triambakaya. I just want to talk about how this Triambaka becomes a bit of a problem for most people to chant. There are mistakes in pronouncing this because many people pronounce this Triambaka, okay, T-R-A. Some people, but the most purists will say Trim, T-R-Y, try, but try itself can be A is sounding, but actually the A should not be there because it's made of 2 words, 3 and A. 3 and A. Ambaka, 3. So, E-A is the one which gives rise to Ya. Okay, Ya. Ya means Ya. Okay, 3. So it is less erroneous to chant Triya than chanting Traya. Okay, so I thought I would just mention it. Try to pronounce it as Triya. Okay, Triya. Practice so that becomes Triya. Okay, Triambakaya. Rather Trayambakaya. Okay, I thought I would just point out. It's technical, but you can chant however. I'll tell the Lord, this is the way I'm able to chant the Lord, please accept. But technically it's 3 and A. So Iya is the way. So Triya. Okay. That kind of practice will give you that join better. Okay. Triambakaya. Ambaka means eyes. So Triambaka means one who has 3 eyes. Trinetra. That kind another word for that. Triambakaya. Tripurantakaya. 3, Pura means city. Okay, Pura. Antakaya, one who destroyed. So there's a story of Shiva who destroyed those 3 demons, who were Rakshasas, who were living in 3 different cities. And the boon they had requested was when they come together only the Lord can destroy them. Anyone can destroy them. And they come together once in 1,000 years or something. So that's a story of how Devas prayed because these 3 were causing so much havoc. So Shiva was asked to come, and there's a story of how what he used as the sun and moon became the wheel of his chariot and all that. Okay. So there are descriptions of how Shiva went. Basically, the entire world became his, instrument to fight that war. Okay, Tripurantakaya. And so that's the Tripurantakaya. Trikagni Kalaya. Okay. Trika means three types. Okay. Agni Kala. So fire as well as time. Trikagni Kalaya. So there are, in some traditions, they even chant Trikalagni Kalaya. That is also, which you may come across. Trikalagni, some traditions chant it like way. But the most common one, at least what we chant from Prashant Nilayam, is Trikagni Kalaya. So there are three kinds of one who is the three types of Agnis, who is three types of Kala, time. Okay, Trikagni Kalaya. To that we bow down. So there are some meanings which I have extracted from Swami's discourses. We will go through them. So I will not spend time on this at this point in time. Kalagni Rudraya. So the Rudra who is Kala as well as Agni. Okay, Kala, Agni, Rudraya. Agni Kalaya, Kalagni Rudraya. So it's a repetition of to some extent, it's the same meaning. But there it's three times. Here is only one. Kala and Agni, you can say, who is Rudra. Nila Kantaya. Kantha means throat. Nila is blue or black, whichever way we want to call it. Nila Kantaya, the blue-throated one. Mrityum Jayaya. Mrityu is death. Jaya means one who conquers, the victor. To the conqueror of death. Okay. Sarveshwaraya. Sarva is everything. Ishvara means Lord. Lord of everything in this world. Lord of all. That's what I have put here. Sada Shivaya. Sada means always, ever. Shivaya, auspicious. Shiva is auspiciousness. So it's always auspicious. So it will never become inauspicious. Sada Shivaya. Shriman Mahadevaya. Mahadeva, we have already come across the word Mahadeva. Who is Shriman? Okay. Who possesses Shri, okay, divinity. He is the one who is the repository of all divinity. Okay. Shriman Mahadeva, or the Lord who is divinity personified. To that again, Namaha. So as you can see, there are 11 names of Lord Shiva or Rudra, which are used here. And this mantra, which starts with the Namaha and ends with the Namaha. And this traditionally chanted at the end of the first Anuvaka. Okay. So now that we have looked at all of them, I'll just go through some of Swami's excerpts. But before that, just want to, so the first Anuvaka is generally considered to be that which calms down the Lord. That's one of the interpretation. But we are preparing ourselves to understand who the Lord is, and he can be at times terror striking. But he has a purpose for that form also. He has weapons he employs, and we are praying how those weapons should help us overcome all that is negative. So you can say the first Anuvaka is a preparation of ourselves to receive the Lord, to see the Lord as someone who is positive. So we discussed about Hiranyakashipu seeing Narasimha as someone who is going to kill him, and he was scared. Prahlada saw that as divine, and he was going into ecstasy looking at Narasimha. So this transition from Hiranyakashipu to Prahlada has to happen by chanting this first Anuvaka. We should not see the Lord as terror striking. This Anuvaka will help us cultivate devotion and the love for the Lord. And it prepares us. Because any prayer, we have to prepare ourselves. And this helps us to tune in to the Lord. So Western Vaka is a very powerful one. 15 riks ended with the 11 namavalis of Sri Rudra. It basically allows us to see the Lord as someone who is actually auspicious. Whatever negative which we may experience is for our good, because he has love personified. That kind of preparation is the first Anuvaka. Okay. Some people say we are calming down the Lord, but the Lord doesn't need to be calmed because he's calm already. It's our own fears which have to be calmed. Okay, so we'll look at Swami, some of the discourses, because I found them nice. So I thought it's a good opportunity to read them and understand. So here they are. Okay. There's so much material. I just picked what sort of appealed to me. So I hope you feel the same. Saira. So this excerpt from discourse Swami gave 16th May 2000. During this summer course of 2000 in May, Swami says, it is said that Ishvara has 3 eyes. Triambaka. Okay, 3 eyes. People say, how is that possible? Here the word eye does not refer to the physical eye, but to the ability to perceive various periods of time. Okay, here the eye means the ability to perceive is what is described, Swami says. One eye refers to the past, the second eye refers to the present, the third eye to the future. Okay, every person knows the past as well as the present, the 2 eyes we have. So one can agree man has 2 eyes. No one knows the future, but God does. So it is said that God alone has 3 eyes, whereas man has only 2. However, if you have had full control over yourself in the past and do have it at present also, then your future would be entirely in your hands. So Swami says, by Triambaka saying, oh Lord, you have 3 eyes, Swami says, we as human beings know the past and present, don't know the future. The Lord knows the future also. But Swami says, by having full control over ourselves in the past and have control today also, the future will be in our control. It's a nice way of Swami saying, so whenever we say Triambaka, that is what it means. He says, if the Lord knows 3, how do we know the Lord? How do we know? How do we experience that in ourselves? Swami says, be in control past, be in control today. Future also, you will be in control. You will know it because you are the creator of the future and you can control yourself. Ultimately, that's what it is. So, to understand the meaning of Triambakaya, so one thing is to say, oh Lord, you have 3 eyes. If Lord has 3 eyes, there is no point in us saying we surrender to you, which basically means we need to cultivate that in us. That is the only way we install the Lord in us. So Swami is giving us what is the process of installing the Triambaka in us by having control, being vigilant to see what is going on and be fully aware. That is what Triambaka means, as Swami has said very nicely. Then I've taken something from a discourse in 7th October 1989. Swami is in that discourse. On hearing this, there's some discussion going on. Yajnavalkya was a rishi who went to Janaka Maharishi's court, and there are discussions or debates going on. People asking him questions. Because Yajnavalkya said, I know Brahman, and he was about to, because Janaka announced a prize, and Yajnavalkya said, I can answer, I'm taking all the cows. And then people ask him questions to prove that he understands the Brahman. So there's a conversation going on. Gargi, Gargi was one of the women, sages, rishis, who was in the court of Janaka, and she was arguing with Yajnavalkya. So the fact that women have had Vedic knowledge is proven by this discussion, which is described in the Upanishads. So Swami always gives the example of Gargi. Gargi was one of the greatest saints, rishis, had complete understanding of Vedanta. So how can women be deprived? This is something which Swami has mentioned many times. So this Gargi, on hearing this, Gargi, who was a profound scholar and supremely virtuous lady, asked the question how the Atma, which is one, could be made up of three constituents. Atma is one, how can it be three? This is a question. Okay. And Yajnavalkya replied, the three colors are inherent in Agni, fire. White, red, and black. Trikagni Kalaya. Trikagni, Agni. They are not different. Fire appears reddish, assumes the form of whiteness. When it subsides, it appears as black. Black is the sign of night. Red is the sign of day. The sun is the one common factor in all the three. Likewise, the Atma, which is one and the same, assumes at different times different forms. Yajnavalkya affirmed that no one can determine the specific characteristics of Atma. So Swami, these three, concept of three, white, red, and black, okay, are the same Agni, as Swami says. If we take a piece of charcoal, when the fire is not visible, it is black. When it's lighted, it becomes red. When the fire fully subsides and everything vanishes, there's only ashes, which is white in color, is left. That is that's the everlasting color of Agni, because after that it can't change into anything. So the white, red, and black are inherent in Agni. So those are three colors of Agni. We may say only red is the color of Agni. Swami says all three are at different stages. One is past, one is present, one is future. Because in the past it was black, now it is fire. Tamas, Rajas, and then it becomes Sattvic, which is white. Vibhuti, which we apply. So those three symbolizes the Trigagni. When you apply fire, actually it's fire which we apply. So that is the way to see the color. Trikagni Kalaya. Kala is also time, past, present, and future. We will all die and become ashes. So all that is signified with this Trikagni Kalaya, Kalagni Rudraya. He is time, he is fire, and he is Rudra. It's very nicely explains. This is the Rudra we have been speaking about. Okay. So I thought it will be nice, so I put here. So this is it's the same discourse actually. The first, I picked up quite a few from the one discourse. Sairam sister Dushi, she has a question.
Sairam brother, thank you for bringing up the story about Gagi, because there is some misconception about women chanting Rudram. Only last Sunday, one of the ladies came to me and asked, I heard you teaching Rudram and all, do your daughters chant too? Because she said she started learning Rudram from one of the national gurus, and someone from the center advised her not to, women shouldn't be chanting, so she stopped learning. So I said, I don't know, I only know that Swami encourages women to chant. So I was wondering whether in the future you have any discourse from Swami that he said women can chant Rudram.
Yes, Swami there are discourses. See, unfortunately, people listen to others rather than Swami.
Yeah.
And the thing is, sometimes I will fish out the discourse and give it to you. The thing is, sometimes we are, only when we need something, we go to Swami. That's okay. But I think people, as anyone who calls themselves devotee, should take up the study of Swami's teachings. If we do not study, we will run into these confusions. So anyway, I will take and provide, sister. But I think what happens is, sometimes they have a problem, they will come, and once the problem is solved, no one again studies Swami. That is that type. That will not, because again we will run into some problem. I think if anyone says anything, we should go and find what Swami said. And when it's good that you asked, I will share, sister, no doubt.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So Swami is talking about. So in this, at the end of the discourse, I think Swami is talking about. This is the first occasion when Swami has revealed how the darshan of the Trinity can be had within one's own self. That is Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, or Rudra. Like this, there are so many subtle secrets not known to you. Unaware of the nuances of the divine mystery, people waste their time in frivolous activities. Embodiments of love, time is highly sacred and most valuable. God is worshipped as time with the words Kalaya Namaha, Kala Kalaya Namaha, Kala Darpa Damanaya Namaha, Kala Swarupaya Namaha, Kala Niyamitaya Namaha. So Swami repeats this quite often. Because one thing is to say God is time, but one thing is to give the respect to time itself. Swami says we waste time in frivolous activities. That means I was just talking about studying Swami's teachings. We are busy reading all sorts of things. We will read this book, that book, from X, Y. Listening, we listen to everyone. So time should be spent in the absolute proper way. Otherwise, there's no point in saying, "Oh Lord, you are time." So that is what Swami is instilling on us. All these are descriptions of God in his aspect as time. Even so, God also transcends time and space. Time is life, and it must be therefore be sanctified with good words, good thoughts, and good feelings. So Swami is saying, one thing is to chant Rudram and say, Trigagni Kalaya, Kalagni Rudraya. After that, we should know every second, every moment of our life is precious, it's divine, it's God Himself. We should not waste. We should spend only in godly activities, thinking of the Lord. Anavaratam Anusmaret. We just looked at the Dhyana Shloka, but always we should contemplate on the Lord. Anavaratam Anusmaret. So that is the person. And Swami says, so the time should be sanctified with good words, good deeds, and good thoughts. I thought, one thing is to say God is time, but Swami wants us to. I think I'm running out of time. I guess I have a few more slides. I hope it's okay. This is again from the same discourse. He who pervades the cosmos is present also in the tiny atom, the Lord. The divine power that animates the cosmos also controls the atom. It is not possible to directly see the Trinity in the cosmos. However, if one is able to understand the Trinity principle within oneself, then it becomes easier to comprehend the Trinity in the cosmos. So Swami is saying the Trinity should be seen within us because it's easy to see within us than outside us. The spiritual heart symbolizes Ishvara. One who regards the heart as Ishvara will never entertain bad feelings. God is described as Nirgunam, Niranjanam, Sanatanam, Niketanam, Nitya Shuddha, Buddha, Mukta, Nirmala, Swarupinam. It means he is beyond all forms, devoid of all attributes, eternal, the very essence, primordial intelligence, pure and unsullied. How much man is misusing the divine power latent in him? Though gifted with a pristine heart, like a fool he is behaving as if he is heartless. Man must remember that heart is the very seat of God and live constantly immersed in the thought of God. So Swami says our feelings is Ishvara, Shiva. Okay, we'll go to the next one. Vishnu is Manas Swarupa. Our mind is, Swami says, heart is Shiva, mind is Vishnu, or the one who manifests as the mind. He is not as often imagined the one bearing Shankar, Conch, Chakra, discus, and Gada mace. Such popular images are conjured up by painters, principally the famous Ravi Verma. Vishnu is embodied in the pure mind. That is why when Swami gives diamond rings, he sometimes says, diamond means thy mind. It means that worldly thoughts must be annihilated. How? By withdrawing the human mind that is fickle and constantly wavering, and replacing it with the divine mind, which is pure, always steady, and full of love. So Swami says, heart is Shiva, your mind is Vishnu. So the next one, just as the human mind is the manifestation of Vishnu, word or speech is the manifestation of Brahma. Thought, word, and deed, as Swami has covered. Therefore, be very careful not to slip into improper talk. The best way of being careful is to practice maunam or silence. This precisely is what our ancient rishis did. Talk leads to more talk, and eventually one runs the danger of speaking falsehood. Excessive talk can also trigger undesirable actions. That is why our rishis preferred to be silent most of the time. Silence does not mean mere cessation of talk or conversation. For the sages, it also meant cessation of the thought process. Thought is a ripple in the mind. A series of thoughts can become a wave, and many waves become a storm. Therefore, it is best to be in a quiescent stage, devoid of thoughts. This was the feeling in those days. Today, the mind is characterized by excessive thoughts. So you can say from Vishnu's Nabhi, Brahma came. That's the story. So from the mind only, the word comes. Okay. From Vishnu, Brahma comes. And you also should say Brahma's consort is Saraswati, who is speech. So how Swami is? So Ishvara is heart, the mind is Vishnu, and what comes through our mouth, the word, is Brahman. So Swami wants us to have all these three as pure. And that is the last selection. You are capable of speech, thinking, and feeling. The word represents Brahma, the mind represents Vishnu, the heart represents Ishvara. Thus, you yourself represent the divine Trinity. Tridalam, Trigunakaram, Trinetram cha Triyayudam, Trijanma Papa Samharam Eka Bilvam Sivarpanam. Offer the trifoliate Bilva leaf to the Lord Shiva, the three-eyed one, who bears three weapons, has the power to wipe out the sins committed in three births. Trijanma Papa Samhara. So Swami gives the meaning. So Swami, what we have discussed, so even the weapons and everything, three weapons, bow, arrow, things like that, quiver. Swami says these are all the Lord. Okay. Basically, our word, thought, and deed are the three weapons operated by the Lord, Shiva. And we are praying that let them be calm. Once they are calm, see the mind, thoughts are the arrows, mind is the bow, the wielder is the Shiva, Rudra in the heart. So we are basically praying to the Lord, let all this be calm, let them be calmer, let them only keep the bad away, what is wicked away. Please place all the thoughts. The quiver of arrows should be placed on the enemies. That's what we say. That means let our thoughts be filled with you, your thoughts. That is your quiver. So that is the prayer of the first Anuvaka of Rudram. We are basically praying to the Lord, let our thoughts be purified by your arrows. Let my mind be strung, detached from both ends. And you are Ishvara who is residing in my heart. That is the, in a gist, is the first Anuvaka of Sri Rudram. In this discourse of Swami, Swami has nicely covered all three. So I thought I will just share this. See, he has talked about three ayudam, three types of weapons, three netram, three eyes, three gunakaram, three qualities, sattva, rajas, tamas, three dalam, the three petaled lotus or the bilva, trijanma papa, three lifetimes of papa, past, present, and future. Trijanma is, again, we are born in the future, we are born in the past, we are born now. Trijanma papa. Eka bilvam, shivarpanam. We offer uniting them. Tripurandakam and three coming together is our mind, thought, word. When they come together, and when that is offered, the Lord will take over. That is the meaning of Tripurantaka also. I tried to rush through maybe some of the meanings. I hope it's okay. So the first Anumaka, it's come to completion today. So I will pause here. It's 10:23. If there are questions, I think Sairam says to Meenakshi, please.
Sorry, Sairam, brother, is Kumar. I think my daughter must have changed that name there. Okay.
See, it is Meenakshi and Shiva always same.
Thank you, brother. I have a quick question on, now, can you just please quickly explain the relevant gems of Swami Kala Nama, that was unbelievable. I think I have to listen this today.
Okay, I will next session I will start with that, brother. I will put it in Sanskrit. Let's all read.
Oh, beautiful.
Go through word by word.
Beautiful.
I will cover that.
I want to tell you something, brother, that in 1992, I learned that first Anuvaka, that, Vishveshwaya, Mahadevaya. I've been reciting this. Honestly, today you made me melt. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think it's all.
It's the grace of Shiva, whom you have been worshipping for such a long time.
Yes, but today Bhagavan brought me through you to give me that full thing from 92. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So I will cover Kalaya, Kalaya.
Yeah.
Yes. I think if you do it properly, it will take me about 10 minutes.
Obviously.
So yes. I will put it in Sanskrit. We can read and go through the meaning, brothers.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So if there are no questions, so I think I will stop here. It's 10:25. It's Lord Shiva's blessing that we were able to contemplate, talk, I think, and go through with the words. It's a grace of the Lord. That's what I can say. With that, we will close today's session, and we'll continue from next week. Sai Ram. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sai Ram, everyone.